Hey traders, Nick here, back from vacation and looking at Beyond Meat reported earnings, I believe, and there are fans and critics of the report itself, but really it almost doesn't matter. It's the concept that matters. The stock fell hard, but it's a lot less bad right now than it was in the morning. So this is a daily chart, so it just shows you how low they tried to get to it as far as the open session is concerned. So what do I do here? Well, I would re-examine. First of all, before I forget, at the end there'll be like a subscribe to this channel thing that pops up at the top left. Just click on it. It's free, and you will get notifications of my future videos. So back to this. The concept is viable to me. There are a lot of people that don't want to eat meat, and not because it's healthier not to eat meat, but because it's better for the environment, or that's what they think, and it's better for the human rights, as far the animal rights, and so the concept itself, I bet you there's a lot of people that would eat more non-meat products if it smelled or looked like meat. So it is a viable concept, and that's probably why they can't make enough of it. So I think the problem in sales is almost like the pot stocks, where they can't make enough. Hard to short that long term. Now, the viability of this company, I don't know about. The metrics are insane, probably. Obviously, it's not profitable. And as far as competition, I'm not sure what it has. I think there's another high-profile company as well. But 150 times, 152 times sales is definitely not easy to swallow as far as fundamentals. But it almost doesn't matter. So what does matter? The chart matters here. And there are a lot of shorts. And I don't know if they've covered. They probably didn't cover this morning because the stock was falling. But here's what I see. As far as charts are concerned. I'm going to try to mark it up to see if we can talk it out here. So again, I'm going to stay with the daily chart for now because it probably tells me enough. Usually I like to get more granular. So one thing I can tell, that this was rejected as far as sales, which makes sense because this was the breakout point of before. So when they fall, they want to test it out. So what happens from here? This is the battle. The prior day low is being resistance here, which is okay and normal, especially that this happened a few days before that, and more especially because of this happened a few weeks before that, and you can count this one in it too. So clearly there is a pivotal zone. As if I were to put a hard line in the sand, it's just under 200. Let's call it 200 for round numbers. So psychologically speaking, the battle is here. So if this bounce ends up doing this and they lose this, they're going to fall back to the second line of demarcation zone, so to speak. So it'll be somewhere down here. So as far as me picking spots, I would see what happens here and what happens here and chase either breakouts. So if this breaks out, then onus is on the bull to start doing this, and I wouldn't be surprised if they don't do this and then another spike, because it's an irrational stock. So how do I go long? I don't like to buy and hope. If I like the company, I'd rather sell puts. I don't know enough about it to sell puts, so in this case, I would rather buy calls. But I don't like to buy naked calls. I like to sell some other stuff against it. So if I think it's going to 240 soon, I'd buy like the September 240 call and sell one against it that expires this or next week. I could probably reduce my entry cost by $1 maybe. So if it costs, I don't know, $5.50, I haven't checked, $5.50 or $6 to buy that September call there, I can reduce it by $1. Now it's still a very optimistic bet on very thin fundamentals, but it's a technical bet more so, and more of a psychological bet, and I can change my mind tomorrow. So this gives me good reason to think that, okay, they're not going to let that go really easily, and that the machines are buying it as soon as it drops to some sort of a moving average of sorts. So if the machines are in charge, then they will behave according to logic. And now it tells me that this is the battle zone to look at, and what happens. If the markets rally this week on the Federal Reserve cutting enough, and or a really good or really bad, I don't know what they're looking for these days, jobs report, and also Apple tomorrow morning at the open. So there's a lot of binary events. So if the markets are higher, I don't think this one falls alone too long. I know the report wasn't ideal, but I don't think it was particularly bad. The news is still the same. they can't make this stuff fast enough, and it's hard to short a concept like that for the long term. So these are my my 2 cents on Beyond Meat, and I was agnostic until now. I may try that calendar thing. Nick signing out.